And welcome back out to USA South Baseball here on this Friday evening. Game 3 on tap for the day. It'll be the Piedmont Lions taking on the Battling Bishops of North Carolina Wesleyan in the final game here on this Saturday. The winner will face LaGrange College tomorrow at noon Eastern Time in the championship round of this tournament series. Piedmont here after just defeating the number 1 seed in Methodist 3-2. North Carolina Wesleyan fell earlier to LaGrange College 12-3. And so this is a fight to stay in the championship bracket. To appear in the championship series tomorrow. North Carolina Wesleyan 21-22 overall. Their starting lineup looks like this, and they will be the visitors here today. Second baseman Brad Pennington will lead things off. Batting second, the right fielder Max Johnson. Hitting third, Brandon Wheat, the catcher. Batting fourth, the DH, Nate Gardner. Batting fifth, Alec Titmus, the shortstop. Batting sixth, Trey Kroom, the first baseman. Hitting seventh, Logan Andrews, the left fielder. Batting eighth, Caleb Narin, the third baseman. And batting ninth, Cedric Cornegie, the center fielder. Pennington, Johnson, Wheat, Gardner, Titmus, Kroom, Andrews, Narin, and Cornegie. They will face off against Seth George, the senior righty out of Chandler, North Carolina. So Pennington, Johnson, Wheat due up here in the top half of the first inning to face George. George getting his first start of the year, 13 appearances. This is his 14th of the season, is that one inside to Pennington. George, 21 innings pitched this year, given up 25 hits, 16 runs, 13 of the 16 have been earned. He's walked 4, struck out 18. As this one hit out into left field, and that'll get down in front of Smith for a base hit. It'll bring up now Max Johnson, the right fielder. Just finishing off the line on Seth George. He comes in with an ERA of 5.57. And opposing batters hitting .281 right now off the senior righty from Candler, North Carolina. Max Johnson up, wearing 21. A junior righty out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Came into today batting .301 on the season. 37 hits, 123 at-bats with 26 runs scored and 27 RBIs on the year. George fires. This one hit high in the air towards right. Going back is Groover, and in deep right field, he'll make the grab for out number 1. One down, it brings up Brandon Wheat now, the catcher. Wheat, junior, righty out of Lithia, Florida. Wheat came into today batting .288 on the year, 34 hits, 22 runs scored, 15 RBIs, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs for Wheat, hitting in the 3 spot here today. Wheat slugging at at 441, on base percentage of .317 on the season. Runner takes off. This one hit out towards left center, and this one will drop. Ballstead over to retrieve, fires it in quickly, and runners will be at second and third for North Carolina Wesleyan here in the top half of the first inning. Pennington tracks all the way over to third. Wheat aboard now at second with 1 out. And North Carolina Wesleyan out to an early jump here. 2 aboard, 1 out. Brings up Nate Gardner, the DH. Gardner, a junior righty out of Hertford, North Carolina. The DH waits as George peers in. Gets the sign from Heatherly. The pitch popped up and back out of play. 0-1 the count. Defensively for the Lions, George on the hill, Heatherly behind the plate. Burden aboard at first, Burdett at second, Norton at short, Meads at third. In the outfield left to right, it goes Smith, Ballstadt, then Groover. Oh, and 1 the count to Gardner. Hitting .284 on the year. That pitch in there for a strike. 0-2 now on the DH. Two pitch just off the plate. 1-2 to the count. 80 degrees here at first pitch. 78 for game 1, 81 for game 2. Now 80 degrees here for the night game. Shows winds at 11 miles an hour, but that's not really the case here at Cleveland Field at Williamson Stadium. Right now, the wind is taking turns blowing out and in from center field. But right now, fairly calm. If you're not familiar with Cleveland Field at Williamson Stadium, 330 down the lines, 375 to the power alleys here, 400 to dead center with a 10-foot wall around the outfield. It juts up to about 25 feet in dead center. One and two the count to Gardner. Pennington aboard at third, Weed aboard at second. George delivers. Low and outside, good block down by Heatherly. Able to slide the knee over, keep the ball, blocked it down off his chest. Count now goes to 2-2. George delivers the 2-2, low and away. Count runs to full at 3-2. Three and two the count. Runners at second and third. Just one out here in the top half of the first inning for the Battling Bishops. The payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three. First K of the day for Seth George. Pennington still at third. Weed at second, but now two outs for the shortstop, Alec Titmus. Titmus, a sophomore out of Tampa, Florida. Right-handed batter waits. The pitch up high for ball one. Titmus came in hitting .338 on the year, 48 hits, 142 at bats, 25 runs scored, 21 RBIs on the season. 3 extra base hits out of the 48, all doubles. This one hit towards third, and this one will go between Norton and Mead. One scores, two will score. And tracking over to second on the throw is Titmus with a 2 RBI single. And North Carolina Wesleyan jumps out to the early 2-0 lead here in the top half of the first inning. This will bring up Trey Kroom, the first baseman. Kroom, a junior righty out of Wilmington, North Carolina. First pitch in for a strike. Kroom batting .262 on the season. 38 hits, 26 runs scored, 16 RBIs. Kroom with 7 doubles, 3 home runs on the year. Slugging at .372, on base percentage of .349 as that one outside of the righty. One and one the count. One pitch in there for his strike. 1-2 now to Kroom. And now George looks back. Of course, on Wednesday, it was North Carolina Wesleyan in baseball action, defeating Huntington 4-2. Methodist 10-4 winners over William Peace. Maryville fell to Piedmont 8-6, and LaGrange defeated Ferrum 2-1. Yesterday, in the baseball tournament, Huntington 5-4 winners over William Peace. Wesleyan beat Methodist 2-1. LaGrange over Piedmont 5-4. As this one hit out to left field. Coming around second is Titmus, and he will score and make it 3-0 as Kroom with an RBI single here in the top half of the first inning. North Carolina Wesleyan has come out attacking. 3 runs and 4 hits here in the top half of the first inning. Brings up Logan Andrews now, the left fielder. Andrews, a junior righty out of Burlington, North Carolina. First pitch from George in for strike one. Andrews, a .295 hitter. 46 hits, 7 doubles, 4 home runs on the year with 20 runs scored, 23 RBIs as he takes a big cut and a miss. 0-2 the count. .295 batting average, .345 OBP, and slugging at .417 is Logan Andrews. Pitch outside, 1-2 the count. As we were saying yesterday in the USA South Baseball Tournament, Ferrum 6-1 winners over Maryville. Piedmont then 13-9 over Huntington. Methodist 10-5 over Ferrum. One and two the count. The pitch off the top of the bat and back. Stays at 1-2. Of course, the reason these two teams are here today in game one today, LaGrange 12-3 winners over North Carolina Wesleyan, and Piedmont just finished it up a 3-2 win over Methodist. So now Piedmont, the back-to-back doubleheader, is this one out into left field. The 5th hit of the inning will put runners at first and second. Eighth hitter here in this first inning is Caleb Naren, the third baseman. Naren, a senior lefty out of Cherryville, North Carolina. 36 hits and 137 at-bats with 22 runs scored, 18 RBIs. He's got 6 doubles, 2 triples, and 1 home run on the season. Naren, first pitch inside for ball one. Naren batting .263 on the year, OBP of .352, slugging at .358. George fires, popped up and back foul. Count runs to 1-1 now on Naren. Pennington started off this inning with a single, came around to score. Wheat, a double and scored. Titmus actually is the one who brought him in as he singled, had a 2 RBI single. Kroom followed up with an RBI single, and now Andrews with a single. This one back to the netting, count in favor of the pitcher now at 1-2. One and two the count. Kroom at second. Andrews aboard at first. Naren waits and now resets. The 1-2 offering. Swung on, hit high in the sky, down towards left. Smith coming in, and he'll squeeze it for out number 3. And that will end this inning, but North Carolina Wesleyan, 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the first, North Carolina Wesleyan up 3-0. And we'll be back with more USA South baseball right after this quick timeout. Welcome back out. Look at the Piedmont lineup right now. Piedmont 25-11 overall. Leading off the left fielder, Jabin Smith. Batting second, the right fielder, Justin Groover. Hitting third, Brady Ballstaff, the center fielder. In the 4 spot, Andrew Burden, the first baseman. Batting fifth, the DH, Jonathan Burkett. Hitting sixth, Tyler Burdett, the second baseman. In the 7th spot, Noah Heatherly, the catcher. Batting 8th, Evan Mead, the third baseman. And batting 9th, Caleb Norton, the shortstop. Smith, Groover, Ballstaff, Burden, Burkett, Burdett, Heatherly, Mead, then Norton. So Jabin Smith to lead us off here. Senior lefty out of Macon, Georgia. First pitch is a ball from J.D. Makauskas. That one's in there for a strike. Makauskas, a junior right-handed pitcher out of Jacksonville, Florida. That one down low, 2-1 the count. Now on Smith. Makauskas comes in making his 9th start of the year. 3-3 record, 31 1/3 innings. This one's fouled away. He's given up 32 hits, 27 runs. 20 of the 27 have been earned. He's walked 18, struck out 23. An ERA right now sitting at 5.74 for the junior righty out of Jacksonville, Florida. Count now full at 3-2 on Smith. Smith batting .269 on the season. 25 hits and 93 at-bats with 22 runs scored, 11 RBIs. As that one goes high and he draws the walk. Brings up Justin Groover, the right fielder. Groover, a senior out of Noonan, Georgia. Hitting .285 on this season. 41 hits and 144 at-bats with 40 runs scored and 20 RBIs. First pitch there called a strike on the outside edge. Oh, and 1 the count in the last game. Groover did not come up with the hit, but reached twice on a walk and was hit by a pitch against Methodist. And now he'll take his base here. So the first 2 aboard here for Piedmont, down 3-0 in the bottom half of the first. It brings up Brady Ballstadt now, the center fielder. Ballstadt, a junior righty out of Suwanee, Georgia. .403 batting average. As that one swung on and missed. He's actually up to 60 hits now on the season. 41 runs scored, 41 RBIs. 12 doubles, 5 triples, 5 home runs for Ballstadt this season as the 0-1 swung on and missed. 0-2 now. .2 pitch. This is with the straight ball inside. Count goes to 1-2. And now time called by Makauskas. Makauskas resets, working from the first base side of the rubber. Long stare back at Smith. He'll turn and toss off the end of the bat of Ballstadt. And he'll stay alive at 1-2. Makauskas, the sign from Wheat, turns and fires. Off the hands, into the glove, the shortstop, throw back to first, in time for the double play. It'll go 6-3 on the double play. Smith still aboard at second, but now 2 outs for Andrew Burden, the the first baseman. Burden, a junior lefty out of Sharpsburg, Georgia. Came into today leading the team with a .415 batting average. Throw down to third, and Smith with the stolen base. He went 1 for 2 in game 1, now 2 of 3 here on the day. That's his 15th stolen base on the season. Said if you weren't with us earlier, 122 stolen bases for this Piedmont team coming into today's action. 1-0 pitch misses outside for a ball. 2-0 the count to Burden. Burden and Ballstadt, they've both been solid this year for the Lions. 82 out of the 227 RBIs been put up by Burden and Ballstadt this season. 3-0 pitch, called a strike on the inside corner. Three-one pitch down low, ball 4. So the second walk of the inning issued to Burden. So put runners on the court, and Burden at first. Smith is aboard at third. Brings up Jonathan Burkett, the DH. Burkett is sophomore out of Hobestown, Florida. Burkett hitting .277 on the season. Getting his 14th start of the year. 13 hits, 47 at-bats, 8 runs scored, 9 RBIs. 5 extra base hits this year for doubles for Burkett. Slugging at .383, on-base percentage of .404 for the sophomore righty. That pitch outside. Good job by Wheat blocking it down. Two and 0 the count, 2 outs. Burden aboard at first, Smith aboard at third. Makauskas fires inside again, 3-0. In danger here of walking his third batter. Like the defense was allowed to breathe a little bit easier after that double play, but then the walk issued to Burden. Is that one inside, and now that'll load the bases. 4 straight pitches to Burkett. Third walk of the inning. Smith at third, Burden at second. Burkett's at first, and now a meeting on the mound for the battling Bishops. Defensively for the Bishops here today, Makauskas on the hill. Wheat, his battery mate behind the plate. Kroom at first, Pennington at second, Titmus at short, and Nairns at third. In the outfield from left to right, it goes Andrews, Cornegie, and then Johnson. Umpire will go break this up. Of course, as we said, this to appear in the championship round tomorrow. LaGrange has yet to drop a game here in the tournament. So 1 game played tomorrow, 2 if needed. As the meeting adjourned, and it brings up Burdett. Pitch in for a strike. The junior out of Fayetteville, Georgia. 2 outs, bases loaded. This pitch inside. Count goes to 1-1 on Burdett. He's batting .232 this season. This one hit out towards center. Coming in and now taking a step to his right is Cornegie, and that'll be out number 3. For the Lions in the top half of the bottom half of the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 3 left. We'll take it to the top of the second, 3-0 in favor of North Carolina Wesleyan, and we'll be back with more USA South baseball right after this quick timeout. Welcome back out as we go to the top of the second inning. 9-1-2 coming up for North Carolina Wesleyan. Cornegy, Pennington, and then Johnson. Cornegy, the only man not to get up for the Battling Bishops in the top half of their first inning. The junior righty out of Faison, North Carolina, steps to the plate and delivers a single. Everything going to the left side of the field here for North Carolina Wesleyan. And that'll be the 6th hit of the game already against George. We'll go back to the top of the order here, and Brad Pennington, the second baseman. Pennington singled and scored in his first trip to the plate earlier. Sophomore squares to bunt, pulls back. The appeal. He says no go, 1-0 the count. One-0 offering, hit towards third, bobbled by Mead. He'll let it rest, and both runners aboard. They'll go E5 on the play. That'll be the first error of the contest. So Pennington aboard at first, Cornegy at second. Brings up Max Johnson, the right fielder. Johnson flew out to right field in his first trip to the plate. First pitch off the plate for ball one. One and 0 the count. George delivers. This one hit high in the air towards right. Groover tailing towards the line on the charge, and it drops down in front of Groover in the line. Strong throw to second, mishandled by Norton. Taking off from third and coming home is Cornegy. And it's now a 4-0 ball game. So that'll go as a hit for Johnson, then an error on Groover on the throw. Pennington winds up at second. Johnson aboard at first, and now the Lions want to discuss this behind the mound. Cornegy scoring makes it 4-0, and now 7 hits already here for North Carolina Wesleyan in their first 2 frames. And Piedmont with 2 errors committed already as well. The infield disperses. That brings up the catcher now in Brandon Wade. He doubled and scored a run back in the first inning in his first trip to the plate. George tosses the first pitch a little high, 1-0 the count. In softball action today, Covenant 2-0 winners over Meredith in their first game of the day. Piedmont falls to Averett 3-2. Pitch outside, 2-0. Salem 5-1 winners over Averett. And then Maryville defeated Covenant 4-0. So that sets up for tomorrow. Covenant versus Piedmont. Averett will face off against Meredith, and Maryville and Salem. We'll do battle in the third contest of the day. As a strike called, 2-1 the count now on Wheat. Two one pitch, down low, 3-1. Three and one the count. George fires, hit out towards right. Groover going towards the line again. This time has it right in front of the line. Turns and fires it in. Both runners tagged, and they advance to second and third. Pennington at third, Johnson to second. Gardner, the DH, up. He struck out in his first at-bat today, but comes up now with runners at second and third, just one out. George delivered, popped up and back out of play. 0-1 on Gardner. Oh, and 1 the count. Pennington at third, Johnson aboard at second. George to the side, the delivery, and this one hit towards second. Good stop by Burdett on the grass. Fires to first in time to get the out. Great defensive effort that time by Burdett. Pennington, however, does score from third. Johnson over to second, but now 2 outs in the inning. Johnson at third, 2 outs. The shortstop Titmus up now. 2 RBI single in his first at bat today, and sees a strike right there, 0-1. George's pitch stays low, 1-1 the count. Said before, for Seth George has been used strictly as a reliever this year. This is his first start of the season. One and two to count, reaching out and just getting a piece of it is Titmus to stay alive at 1-2. Of course, he's not unfamiliar. He had 5 starts last year, 2 starts as a sophomore. As this one hit out to right field. That'll be a base hit for Titmus. That will bring in Johnson, and that'll make it 6-0 now. And that's going to do it, it looks like, for George. So the Lions will make the call to the bullpen here in the top half of the second inning. Number 15, it looks like, in. It'll be Brian Whitaker, a junior pitcher. Whitaker, a junior out of Gore, Virginia. Whitaker comes in, making his 13th appearance of the season. 18 and a third innings pitched, has given up 22 hits, 11 runs, 9 runs earned. He's walked 5, struck out 22. ERA sitting at 4.42 for Whitaker, and opposing batters right now hitting .301 off the junior from Gore, Virginia. The righty done with his warm-ups. This one swung on and missed. Kroom up at the plate. RBI single in his first at bat. Pitch outside, 1-1 the count to Kroom. 3 runs, 5 hits in that first inning. 3 runs on 3 hits thus far here in inning number 2 for the North Carolina Wesleyan Battling Bishops. Pitch down low. 2-1 to Kroom. Two-one pitch popped up, and this one will spin backwards out of play. Count moves down to 2 apiece. Two and two to count, 2 outs, runner at first. Back to the netting it goes. Kroom stays alive at 2-2. This one hit high in the air. Out to shallow left, coming in Smith, and he'll take it as Norton ducks out of the way for out number 3. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, 1 left on base here in the top half of the second, and North Carolina Wesleyan up now 6-0 as we move to the bottom of the second. Piedmont Lions coming back to the plate. We'll have more baseball for you coming up right after this timeout. Welcome back out. 7-8-9 coming up here for the Piedmont Lions. Heatherly, Meade, then Norton. Koskis fires the first pitch inside to the righty Heatherly. 1-0 the count. The sophomore out of Waynesville, North Carolina, waits on the second pitch. That one also a ball, 2-0. Third pitch, also a ball. No runs given up, but 3 walks already issued in that first inning for McCoskis. This one in there for his strike. Three and one the count. Heatherly batting .253 coming into today. That one outside, ball 4, and that'll be the 4th walk issued now. As the leadoff batter aboard via the walk for the 2nd consecutive inning. Brings up Evan Meade now, the 3rd baseman. Meade, sophomore out of Bogart, Georgia, looks at the first pitch for a ball. Meade hitting .179 coming into today's action as that one low away, blocked down by Wheat and stays in front of him, and now Wheat wants to have a word with McCoskis. Came into today with 10 hits on the year. That total up to 13 now as he went 3 for 4 in that last game against Methodist. All 3 of them singles for Meade. That pitch misses a little high and outside for ball 2, 2-0. Or 3-0 rather. Strike delivered. 25 pitches, 10 thrown for strikes in the first inning for McCoskis. Here's the 3-1. This one hit out towards center. Going back is Cornegie. Deep center field. Makes the squeeze for out number 1. Heatherly will backtrack back to first. 1 on, 1 out for Caleb Norton, the shortstop. Norton, a senior right-handed batter out of Williamson, Georgia. First pitch he sees in this contest is up high for ball 1. Norton batting .256, 31 hits and 121 at bats. Is that one in there for a strike? In the previous game against Methodist, Norton went 0 for 4 in that one. Pop out, 3 ground outs, one resulting in a double play for Norton. Swing and a miss, 2-2. This one swung on and missed, held on to by Wheat. And that'll be the first K of the day for McCoskis. Take us back to the top of the lineup, and Jabin Smith up. He drew a walk and stole a base in his first appearance. Was 1 for 3 in the game, or excuse me, 1 for 2 in the game against Methodist. Drew 2 walks, was also hit by a pitch. Scored a couple of runs and went 1 for 2 in the stolen base department in that contest as well. An 0 pitch up high, 2-0. So Seth George done for Piedmont. Went 1 2/3 innings. Gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, 4 of those earned. No walks, 1 strikeout. He faced 14 batters in all in an inning and 2/3 to George before giving way to Whitaker. And Smith will draw the walk for the second consecutive time. Fifth walk already by Makauskas. Heatherly goes to second. Smith aboard at first. And it brings up Groover now, the right fielder. He was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Runners at first and second. Piedmont, much like the first inning, threatening again. But they left 3 stranded in that bottom half of the first inning. Trying not to duplicate that here. Groover waits on the 0-1. Breaking ball up high, misses. 1-1 the count. One low and away, 2-1 now to Groover. In men's tennis today, Piedmont falls to Averett 7-2. Methodist 7-2 winners over LaGrange. Tomorrow in men's tennis action in the semifinals. It's a 2-1 pitch in there for a strike. North Carolina Wesleyan will match up against Averett in one semifinal. Covenant against Methodist in the other. And those semifinal matches will start at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. 2-2 pitch, a single out into left field. They will hold the runners and the bases will be loaded for the dangerous Brady Ballstadt, the center fielder. It'll be the first hit of the night for Piedmont. And just like the first inning, they find themselves with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Ballstadt hit into a 6-3 double play in his first trip to the plate today. First pitch here delivered. Straight ball for a strike. One called the ball, 1-1 the count. In the last game against Methodist, Ballstadt went 2 for 4 with a single, a double. Also had a sac fly RBI as well. This one swung on and missed, 1-2. As we said earlier, though, Ballstadt and Burden, they've combined for 82 RBIs between the two on the year. 1-2 pitch. Inside, ball 2. Two and 2 the count. Heatherly at third, Smith at second, Groover at first. This one off the end of the bat, trickles towards second. Picked up by Pennington. He'll fire to first in time for out number 3. Once again, the Lions leave them loaded. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left. We'll take it to the top of the third, 6-0 in favor of North Carolina Wesleyan, and we'll be back with more baseball right after this quick timeout. Welcome back out as we go to the top of the third inning here at Cleveland Field in Williamson Stadium. 6-0 in favor of North Carolina Wesleyan. Whitaker fires the first pitch coming on, trying to go his first full inning of relief. He'll face 7, 8, 9 in the batting order, and Andrews, Narin, and then Cornegie. 0-1 the count to Andrews, who's 1 for 1 today, singled back in the first inning. One outside, 1-1 the count now to Andrews. Whitaker deals. This one popped up. Burden coming over and watches it travel out of play on top of the dugout of North Carolina Wesleyan. Count goes to 1-2. In women's tennis action today, first round action, Methodist 9-0 winners over Agnew Scott. It was Huntington 7-2 over Meredith. North Carolina Wesleyan 7-2 winners over Covenant. As this one dealt out into left field for a base hit, and Andrews now 2 for 2 on the day. Three for 3 are the North Carolina Wesleyan battling Bishops in the leadoff spot now. All three have been singles. Runner aboard for Caleb Narin, the third baseman. Narin flew out to left in his first trip to the plate to end the first. This one slicing down the line and left and just goes foul. Oh, and 1 the count on Narin. Another first round action in women's tennis. Piedmont 7-2 winners over Averett. So that will set up things for tomorrow in the women's tennis semifinals. Methodist and Huntington playing at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as Piedmont and North Carolina Wesleyan. This pitch zipped in there for a strike. 0-2 the count. Pitch outside, 1-2 now to Narin. Nine hits already here through the first 3 frames for North Carolina Wesleyan. Whitaker delivers, chopper to first, the throw to second for 1. The relay throw is not in time. It'll go 3-6 on the putout to retire Andrews. And Narin aboard on the fielder's choice. 1 on, 1 out now for the number 9 man, Cedric Cornegie, the center fielder. He singled and scored back in the second inning. First pitch outside to Cornegie, the righty. 1-0 the count. In women's lacrosse today, on Tuesday, in first round action, it was Methodist 20-6 winners over Averett. As the runner takes off, the throw from Heatherly on the money, and he's out at second. Narin caught stealing. And that'll be the second out of the inning. Good strike that time by Heatherly. Is now strike on the pitch, so it'll be 1-1. Nobody aboard for Cornegie. One pitch. Breaks on the outside portion of the plate for a strike, 1-2. Whitaker delivers. That one popped up down the line and right. Burden in foul territory, reaching up and snares it for out number 3. No runs on one hit, no errors, and no one left. We go to the bottom of the third. North Carolina Wesleyan leading 6-0. Back with more baseball right after this quick break. Welcome back out. Go to the bottom of the third inning, 6-0 in favor of North Carolina Wesleyan. It'll be Burden, Burkett, and Burdett, the 3 Bs in the lineup. Well, 3 out of the 4 Bs anyway, not including Brady Ballstadt. 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order, nonetheless. That pitch just missed. Grazing Burden. Drew a walk his first time at the plate tonight. This pitch smoked down the line and right. Burden has 1. He'll go for 2 in the far corner. Johnson finally catches up to it. And that'll be a double for Andrew Burden. Second hit of the night for Piedmont, and now Piedmont 3 for 3 in the leadoff spot, just like North Carolina Wesleyan here tonight. Lions, however, have left 6 stranded through the first 2 frames. As the DH Burkett comes up, he drew a walk himself in his first at bat. This one fouled down and back. 0-1 the count. So we were saying in USA South Women's Lacrosse action today, the semifinals taking place. There's that pitch outside, 1-1. Meredith 24-6 winners over Greensboro. And Piedmont one better than Methodist today at 14-13. 0-1 pitch. This is inside. Or excuse me, down 2-1 to Burkett. That sets up the championship for women's lacrosse tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Meredith facing off against the Piedmont Lions. Two one again misses inside. 3-1 the count. Seems like Mikowskis, he's seen a lot of 3-1 counts against him so far tonight. Yet to give up a run, though. That one. Delay call on the strike. Looked about the same spot, just a little bit lower, but now the count runs to full at 3-2. Three and two the count. Nobody out. Burden aboard at second. The Lions find themselves down 6-0. That one way high. And that'll be walk number 6 now from Mikowskis. And that'll do it for J.D. Makauskas. They will bring in number 11, it looks like. Luke Mills, a sophomore righty.
Attention please, now pitching for the Battling Bishops, number 11, Luke Mills.
Mills listed as a sophomore. 6'1" righty out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Number 6, Tyler Burdett.
We'll get to the stats here in a second on Mills. 25 innings pitched, making his 16th appearance of the season. Comes in with a 1-1 record, 4 saves on the year for Mills. Mills has given up 22 hits, 9 runs, 9 of those earned. 8 walks, 25 strikeouts, and ERA sitting at 3.24 right now for the sophomore righty out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. He comes in, nobody out, 2 on, and a bunt by Burdett towards third. The throw to first, and just able to avoid Mills is Narin for the out. Burden goes to third on the play. Burkett goes to first, or goes to second, rather. Brings up Noah Heatherly now, the catcher. First pitch, swung on, hit towards short. Glove by Titmus. He'll look back the runner at second. Fire to first in time. For out number 2, Burden, however, comes home to get the goose egg off the board for the Lions and make it now 6-1. Burkett still aboard at second, but now with 2 outs. As Evan Mead, the third baseman, at the plate. Mead flew out to center field in his first trip back in the second inning. It's a miss for ball 2. One high in the air to right, long run for Johnson, looking up, and it gets past him and rolls to the fence. Or no, did he catch it? He caught it. Wow, unbelievable in right field, Johnson. He was tripping as he came upon the warning track and able to snare it at the fence for the third out. We've seen a couple of great defensive plays today by both teams. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left. Mead gets robbed, and that will end the third inning. 6-1. in favor of North Carolina Wesleyan as we get set to head to the top of the fourth, and we'll be back with more baseball after this timeout. Welcome back out to USA South Baseball. North Carolina Wesleyan, 6-1 leaders right now over the Piedmont Lions, and the Battling Bishops back at the plate here in the top of the fourth inning. Pennington, Johnson, Wheat, 1, 2, and 3 in the batting order due up. This one sliced out into left field, and that'll be another hit. The 10th of the night now for North Carolina Wesleyan to start us off here in the fourth. And they are now 4 for 4 in the leadoff spot tonight. Max Johnson, the right fielder, now up. 1 for 2 tonight. Flew out to right field in the first. Singled and scored in the second. As he takes a cut and comes up empty, 0-1 the count. So both starters for the Lions and the Battling Bishops gone. George lasting an inning and 2/3. Mikauskas lasting just 2 innings. As a strike called, 0-2 the count. George, 43 pitches, 28 for strikes in an inning and 2/3. Gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, no walks, 1 strikeout after facing 14. That pitch way outside. Good dive by Heatherly to trap that one. Mikauskas, 62 pitches in 2 innings, 25 of the 62 thrown for strikes. Gave up 2 hits, 1 run, it was earned, but 6 walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 hit batsman after facing 14 batters. 1-2 pitch off the top of the bat and back. Count remains at 1-2. This one hit out towards right, gloved by Groover. As Pennington backtracks to first. 1 away, 1 on. Brings up Wheat, the catcher.
Now batting number 7, Brandon Wheat.
Wheat doubled and scored in the first inning, flew out to right field in the second. First pitch here, low and away to the righty. 1-0 the count in men's lacrosse tomorrow. Semi-final action at 4:30 Eastern. It'll be Huntington against Greensboro. And the Monarchs and the Lions will do battle at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Swan popped up out towards left. Smith waiting on it to come down. He'll make the grab for out number 2. So bring up the DH now, and Nate Gardner. Gardner 0 for 2 today, struck out in the first, grounded out to second in the second inning. Pennington still aboard at first after leading things off with a single. But he's seen Johnson and Wheat fly out behind him. It's a strike called on Gardner, 0-1 the count. One pitch, called a strike. Time called now by Gardner. Oh, and 2 the count. The pitch off the plate, 1-2. Runner takes off. This one fouled into the bullpen of the Piedmont Lions to our left. And the count remains at 1-2. Pennington going on the pitch that time. One and 2 the count again. Whitaker deals outside. Count now even up at 2 apiece with 2 outs. Runner at first. That one swung on and missed, and that will end the inning. Whitaker records his first strikeout of the night. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 6-1 in favor of North Carolina Wesleyan, and we'll be back with more baseball after this quick break. Welcome back out as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 9-1-2 coming up for the Piedmont Lions. Norton, Smith, and Groover. Up first, the shortstop, Caleb Norton, 0 for 1 so far today. First pitch he sees is outside for ball 1 from Mills. Mills delivers. This one hit out towards center. Cornegie moving over towards right center will make the squeeze for out number 1.
Now batting number 1, Jabin Smith.
This will take us back to the lineup. Top of the lineup in Jabin Smith, the left fielder. First pitch to Smith in there for a strike, and that actually ends the leadoff streak between the both teams. They were combined 7 for 7, leading up to the bottom half of the 4th in terms of the leadoff man getting aboard. Smith has reached twice. both on walks, stolen a base back in the first inning. His 15th of the season. This pitch down low. 2-1 the count. Smith waits, the 2-1 offering. Chop towards second off of 2 hops. Pennington flicks over to Kroom at first for out number 2.
Now batting number 27, Justin Gruber.
This will bring up the right fielder now, and Justin Gruver. He too was reached twice, hit by a pitch in the first, singled in the second. Mills turns and fires. The first pitch outside for ball 1. No pitch in for a strike. 1-1 the count. In golf action today as they head to the final round tomorrow. Methodist leads as a team as they're plus 12 through the first 2 rounds of golf action. 2-1 count now on Gruver. Huntington in second at plus 16. Followed by North Carolina Wesleyan and then Maryville in fourth. LaGrange sitting in fifth spot at plus 28 as that one hit towards the Piedmont dugout. 2-2 the count on Gruver. Greensboro in sixth, Piedmont in seventh, Ferrum in eighth, and Averett in ninth. In team play on the scoreboard. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Dropped by Wheat. He'll fire it down to first, and that will end the inning. First strikeout for Mills tonight. And a 1-2-3 inning, the first of the night for either team. We'll take it to the top of the fifth. 6-1, North Carolina Wesleyan with the lead, and we'll be back with more baseball after this. Welcome back out. We go to the top of the fifth inning. North Carolina Wesleyan with a 6-1 lead. 6 run, 10 hits, no errors. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Piedmont Lions. Titmus, Kroom, Andrews to start things off here in the top half of the fifth. 5, 6, and 7 in the batting order for the Battling Bishops. Up first to Alec Titmus, the shortstop. He's 2 for 2 tonight. 2 singles, a run scored, 3 RBIs as he'll hit this one and push it towards second. Burdette up with it to Burden at first for out number 1.
Now batting for Bishops Limited is Trey Kroom.
1 away now for Trey Kroom, the first baseman. Kroom 1 for 2 today. Singled, had an RBI single rather, in the first inning, then flew out to left field in the second. This pitch in for his strike. 0-1 the count on Kroom. Swing and a miss as Kroom comes up empty. Oh, 2 popped up and back. Count remains at 0-2 on Kroom. Whitaker has been solid so far in relief. 2 1/3 innings coming in. 2 hits, no runs given up, no walks, 1 strikeout. Is that one low and away? 1-2. .32 pitches coming into this inning, 22 for strikes for Whitaker. This one hit high in the air towards right. Waiting on it is Groover, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
Now batting for Bishops, number 19, Logan Andrews.
2 down, nobody aboard now for Logan Andrews, the left fielder. Andrews 2 for 2 tonight. 2 singles, 1 in the first and 1 in the third. This one stroked out into center field for a base hit, a 2-out hit for Andrews, and he's now 3 for 3 tonight. That's the 11th hit of the night for North Carolina Wesleyan. And that'll bring up Caleb Nairn with 2 outs and a runner aboard. The third baseman flew out to left field in the first, reached on a fielder's choice his last time at the plate in the third inning. First pitch swung on and missed. And if you hear a buzzing on the video feed, it is not helicopters overhead. I believe it's a bee buzzing around the microphone. Which, honestly, I can tell you scared me. Step on the bag at second, and that'll end the inning. As Nairn grounds out unassisted to the second baseman. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Bottom of the 5 we go. 6-1, North Carolina Wesleyan with the lead. Back with more baseball after this. Welcome back out. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Ballstad, Burden, and Burkett up. 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order. Up first is Brady Ballstaff, the center fielder. He'll bounce this one towards third. Up with it, Naren DeCroom for out number one.
Stepping up to bat for the Lions, number 25, Andrew Burden.
One away, it brings up Andrew Burden. Drew a walk in the first inning, doubled and scored in the third. This one called a strike on Burden. This one laced over the head of Titmus out into left field and a one-out hit for Burden. His second hit of the night. Burden now with 2 of the 3 hits here tonight for Piedmont. Brings up Jonathan Burkett, the DH. He's been up twice. He's drawn 2 walks. This one over the head again of Titmus out into left center field and back-to-back base hits. That's the first time that's happened tonight for the Piedmont Lions as they maybe start to get going here in the bottom of the 5th. Brings up Tyler Burdett, now the second baseman. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Burdett 0 for 2 is flown out to center tonight. And then grounded out to third in the third inning. 0-1 offering. In for a strike. Now 0-2. And now time called and a balk called actually. And Mills looking around a little bit confused. They'll call the balk on Mills. Burden will track his way to third. Burkett will go to second. As North Carolina Wesleyan trying to get a little more clarification on the balk call. So Burden at third, Burkett at second. 0-2 count on Burdett. Mills checks and delivers. Bouncer goes foul off the first base side. Count remains at 0-2. Two pitch down low. One and two the count. Junior lefty stands in the left-handed batter's box, waiting on the pitch. This one hit high in the air, driven out towards right. Johnson underneath it. He'll make the grab. Runners will tag in advance. Burden comes in from third. Burkett goes to third on the play.
Now batting for the Lions,
And Burdette picks up the sac fly RBI for the second out, but he now makes it a 6-2 ball game. Marquette at third, Noah Heatherly the catcher up. Pitch in there for his strike. Heatherly, sophomore out of Waynesville, North Carolina, swings and misses. Count now 0-2. Heatherly walked in the second inning, grounded out to short in the third. Oh, 2 pitch, called strike 3, and that will end the inning. Second strikeout of the night for Mills. One run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the top of the 6th, 6-2 in favor of North Carolina Wesleyan, and we'll be back with more baseball right after this quick break. Welcome back out. Top of the 6th inning. Bishops with a 6-2 lead now. And 9-1-2 coming up for North Carolina Wesleyan as this one sliced foul from Carnegie, the center fielder. Carnegie, Pennington, Johnson due up. 9-1-2 in the batting order. Carnegie 1 for 2 tonight, singled and scored back in the second. Then popped out in foul territory to end the inning in the third. Oh, 1 pitch. He'll reach out and hit it towards short. Gloved by Norton and then thrown over to Burton at first for out number 1.
Now batting for the Bishops, number 6, Brad Pennington.
1 away. Brings up Brad Pennington now, the second baseman. Pennington has reached all 3 times. 2 singles. He also reached on an error. 2 runs scored as well for the second baseman. First pitch down low. Whitaker came into this inning with 41 pitches, 30 thrown for strikes in 3 1/3 innings. 3 hits given up, no runs yet. No walks, 1 strikeout in relief. This one swung on and missed. A pitch from Whitaker, just off the plate. 2-1 the count. Two-one pitch. Hit high in the air towards center. Ballstad going back. He'll reach up and make the grab for out number 2.
Now batting for the Bishops, number 21, Max Johnson.
So bring up the junior righty out of Wilmington, North Carolina now, and Max Johnson. Johnson flew out to right in the first, singled and scored in the second, then flew out to right again in the fourth. First pitch swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Piedmont trying to hold North Carolina Wesleyan at bay here in this inning. It was a 6-0 lead after 2 frames, 3 in the first, 3 in the second for North Carolina Wesleyan. Piedmont with 1 in the third and 1 in the fifth to make it now 6-2. 1-1 pitch, called a strike. Piedmont, despite only having 4 hits on the night, they've left 8 stranded. North Carolina Wesleyan 11 hits. They've left 5 stranded so far here this evening. Two and 2 the count. Johnson waiting, 2 outs, nobody aboard. Whitaker delivers, popped up and back into the netting. Count stays at 2 and 2 on Johnson. Two count. Whitaker set to deliver again outside, and now the count runs to full at 3 and 2. Three-two pitch. Back to the netting, and we'll stay at 3 and 2. Of course, the Hills have eyes once again out in left field. Looks like a few Panther fans have shown up to watch this one. Three and 2 the count again. Johnson waits. The pitch from Whitaker popped up on the infield. Burden calling for it. And they'll give way to Whitaker, who makes the catch for out number 3. And for the Piedmont defense, that is the first 1-2-3 inning of the evening. We'll take it to the bottom of the 6th inning. Lions back at the plate, down 6-2 to North Carolina Wesleyan, and we'll be back with more baseball after this. Welcome back out. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. 8-9-1 coming up for Piedmont. Meade, Norton, and then back up top to Smith as the first pitch. Up and away to the right, out of play by the third baseman Meade for strike one. This pitch in there for his strike. Oh, and 2 the count. The pitch outside. Meade not chasing. 1-2. One-two offering. Outside. Started to go, did Meade. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mills records his third strikeout of the night. And the first one away here in the bottom of the sixth.
Now batting for the Lions, number 2, Caleb Norton.
Caleb Norton now up. High chopper towards third. Glove down. Throw to first from Naren to Kroom for out number 2.
Now batting for the Lions, number 1, Jaden Smith.
We'll go back to the top of the order now, and Jabin Smith due up. First pitch to Smith, fouled back into the netting. Smith drew a walk, stole a base in the first, drew a walk in the second, then grounded out to second base in the fourth inning tonight. A 1 pitch, breaks and catches the outside edge for the second strike on Smith. 0-2 the count. Here's the 0-2, line down into left field. Smith keeps it things alive. He'll get his first hit of the night.
Now batting for the Lions, number 27, Justin Greenway.
Smith aboard with 2 outs. Brings up Justin Groover, the right fielder. First pitch in for strike 1. Groover hit by a pitch in the first, singled in the second, struck out in the fourth. A 1 pitch in for strike 2. Oh, and 2 the count. Mills turns and fires. Runner goes. This one hit back up the middle. Gloved by the shortstop. Throws to Kroom at first. And that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the top of the 7th, 6-2 in favor of North Carolina Wesleyan, and we'll be back with more baseball after this quick break. Welcome back out. We go to the top of the 7th inning here. North Carolina Wesleyan with a 6-2 lead. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Battling Bishops. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Piedmont Lions. Wheat, Gardner, Titmus due up 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order. Wheat up first, 1 for 3 tonight. Doubled and scored in the first inning, then flew out to right field in the second, flew out to left field in the fourth. One and 0 the count to Wheat. Swung on and missed, 1-1. This one a strike, 1-2 now. One-two pitch, reached out, swung on and missed, and that'll be a strikeout for Whitaker. Wheat goes down swinging for the first out here in the top half of the 7th. Brings up Nate Gardner now, the DH. Gardner 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a ground out so far tonight for the cleanup man. Gardner right back up the middle, just past the legs of Whitaker, and out to center field. So Gardner responds as he gets his first hit of the night. 4th hit given up tonight by Whitaker. Now 12 hits on the night for North Carolina Wesleyan. Alec Titmus now up the shortstop. First pitch outside for ball 1. Titmus, a sophomore from Tampa, Florida. 2 for 3 tonight. 2 singles, 1 run scored, 3 RBIs, all of that coming in the first 2 frames here this evening as a swing and a miss for a strike, 1-1 the count. They said all 6 runs came in the first 2 innings tonight for North Carolina Wesleyan. Piedmont able to chip away just a little bit to make it 6-2 now. It's a strike called on Titmus. North Carolina Wesleyan, though, I'm sure they'd like to just pad the lead a little bit more. Piedmont Lions trying to keep them from doing that, trying to hold them at bay here. See if they can get things going in their bottom half of the 7th inning. This one swung on, foul tipped into the glove of the catcher Heatherly, and that'll be out number 2. So 2 outs, Gardner aboard at first, brings up Trey Kroom, the first baseman. First baseman single and RBI single in the first, flew out to left field in the second, then flew out to right field in the 5th. This one out towards center. Ballstat going back, waiting on it now, and makes the catch in front of the warning track in deep center field for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch here at Cleveland Field at Williamson Stadium, and we'll be back with more baseball after this quick timeout. Welcome back out. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Piedmont down 6-2. Coming back to the plate with 3, 4, and 5. Ballstadt, Burden, and Burkett. First pitch up high from Mills. Mills, 4 innings in relief thus far. 3 hits given up, just 1 run, and 3 strikeouts. Ballstadt fouls this one down, 1-1 the count. Ballstadt 3 times up, 3 groundouts. Once to short, once to second. Last time it was to third. Still a dangerous hitter, though, is Brady Ballstadt. That came in hitting .403, slugging at .653 on the season. 1-1 pitch off the end of the bat, back to the netting. 1-2 the count to Ballstadt. You're looking for a row of hitters to start the excitement for Piedmont. It'd be Ballstadt, Burden, and Burkett. They certainly have the ability to do it. Burden and Burkett, they've reached themselves 6 times. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit out towards center. Going back, still going back, and then making the catch is Cornegie for out number 1. One away now for Andrew Burden. Burden, the junior out of Sharpsburg, Georgia, steps into the left-handed batter's box. 2 for 2 today. Single, a double, 2 runs scored, and a walk drawn. He has reached all 3 times. He has been up here tonight. First pitch outside for ball 1. We mentioned the team standings in golf earlier. Is that one thrown in there for a strike? Individually, Grady Anderson right now at the top, heading into round 3 of the golf tournament. -3 as Anderson from North Carolina Wesleyan as this one hops its way through out to right field. And Piedmont with a 1-out hit. Burden has now reached all 4 times he's been up to the plate. Out of the 6 hits tonight, 3 of them have come off the bat of Burden tonight. Brings up Burkett. As mentioned before, he's been up 3 times. He's reached 3 times. 2 walks and a single in the 5th. First pitch low and away for ball 1. He said Grady Anderson from North Carolina Wesleyan -3. Scott Campbell from Greensboro -1 right behind him is this one. A shot down into center field and back-to-back hits now for the Piedmont Lions. They've done that only one other time tonight. That was in the 5th inning, and they ended up scoring a run. In fact, it was Burden and Burkett who had the last back-to-back hits, and they duplicate their last appearance right here. Seventh hit of the night, and now a change. Burkett will come out. Running for him will be number 39. And we will track down his number or his name here in a second. 39 is Wes Snyder, sophomore outfielder. So he will run at first. So Snyder aboard at first, Burden aboard at second. Tyler Burdett, the second baseman at the plate, 0-1 the count, and now conference between Wheat and Mills. Burdett flew out to center in the first inning, grounded out to third in the third, then had a sac fly RBI to bring home Burden in the fifth inning. Oh, 1 pitch. Breaking ball catches the strike zone. 0-2 the count now. The pitch, runners take off. This one chopped towards second, gloved down by Pennington. He'll throw to Kroom at first for out number 2. Burden and Snyder going on the pitch. Burden ends up at third, Snyder at second. So bring up Noah Heatherly now, the catcher. Well, actually, looks like it may be a pinch hitter.
Michael Henderson.
I'll have a pinch hitter. It'll be Michael Henderson, senior out of Cumming, Georgia. This one hit up the middle, bounces off the glove of Titmus and out into center field. 1 run scores, 2 runs scores, and the pinch hitting pays off. Burden comes in from third, Snyder from second. Henderson with the pinch hit single, 2 RBIs collected, and now it's a 2-run ball game here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And now a pinch runner for Henderson. And we'll bring in Griffin Caracciolo, a junior out of Cumming, Georgia. So Caracciolo will be at first. But Henderson, that paid off well for Piedmont. Henderson batting .258 coming in. That was just his 9th hit of the season. And his 5th and 6th RBIs of the year as well. He was 8 for 31 coming into this. He's made 6 starts on the year. That's his 21st appearance of the season. But now he pulls the Piedmont Lions to within 2. So Caracciolo will run at first. Evan Mead, the third baseman, up. Mead swings and misses. 0-1 the count. A 1 pitch outside. Caracciolo, 3 for 4 in stolen base attempts this year. The one standing over at first base right now for the Piedmont Lions. He'll take off, up, trouble getting it out of the glove that time for Wheat, and in with his 4th stolen base of the year is Caracciolo. So Caracciolo steals second. Two and 1 the count on Mead. Tying run at the plate right now for the Lions. Mills, the 2-1 offering. Called a strike, 2-2. Two and two the count. And now Meade is going to get looked at the trainer. So a 2-2 count, 2 outs, runner at second. Meade getting looked at right now. Trying to stretch out that, looks like the left arm, left shoulder maybe. He'll come back. Two-two pitch. Swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 3. So Meade retired, and that will end the inning, but the Lions eke a little bit closer here with 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take it to the top of the 8th, 6-4 North Carolina Wesleyan. Back with more baseball after this quick break. Welcome back out, top of the 8th, 6-4 ball game. North Carolina Wesleyan leading. Vonderschmidt, the new pitcher for the Piedmont Lions. He'll face 7, 8, and 9, Andrews, Nairn, and then Cornegie. First pitch in for a called strike on Andrews, the left fielder. Andrews, 3 for 3 tonight, 3 singles in the first, the third, and the fifth. Vonderschmidt came into today with a 4.76 ERA, 4-2 record. I believe he did pitch earlier today. Vonderschmidt pitched a third of an inning. Gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts earlier against Methodist in the game prior to this one. 0-2 up high, 1-2 the count. Minus that third of an inning, though. 23 hits given up, 12 runs, all 12 earned from Vonderschmidt. 7 walks, 27 strikeouts. Opposing batters hitting about 264 off of him, and this one is swung on and missed. And Vonderschmidt will collect strikeout number 28 on the season.
And now batting for the Bishops, number 29, Caleb Nairn.
1 away, brings up Caleb Nairn now, the third baseman. Naren 0 for 3 today. Flew out to left field in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third, and then grounded out to second in the fifth. First pitch down low, 1-0 the count. One 0 pitch off the end of the bat of Naren. Count goes to 1-1. So Piedmont pitchers tonight. George was the first pitcher of the night. It's the crowd starting to get a little more vocal, as well as the dugouts. 1-1 pitch. Off the plate, 2-1. Seth George started out, went an inning and 2/3, gave up 6 runs on 8 hits. 4 of the 6 were earned. No walks, 1 strikeout. He faced 14 through 43 pitches, 28 for strikes. As the 2-1 offering across the plate for strike 2. He was followed up by Brian Whitaker, who did a great job in relief, went 5 in the third. As this one popped up and back. Count stays at 2-2. Whitaker, 4 hits, no runs, faced a total of 19 batters. Gave up nothing in relief for the Piedmont Lions. 65 pitches, 47 of those thrown for strikes. No walks, 3 strikeouts for Whitaker before he gave way here to Vonderschmidt in the 8th, as that one fouled back to the netting again. We stay at 2-2. On the other side, Luke Mills, 5 innings pitched in relief after coming in for Makauskas. He's at 58 pitches now. He's gone 5 innings in relief himself, as this one swung on and missed. And Vonderschmidt, strikeout number 29 now on the year.
Now batting for the Bishops, number 12, Cedric Carnegie.
2 Ks to start the top half of the 8th, and it brings up Cedric Carnegie, the center fielder. Carnegie singled and scored in the second, popped out in foul territory to the third baseman in the third, and then grounded out to short in the 6th inning. First pitch down low and away, ball 1. This pitch low again. Winner here faces LaGrange in the championship game. 2 if necessary tomorrow in this double elimination tournament. This pitch off the hands, bouncing towards the second baseman. Burdette throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Vonderschmidt comes in and shuts him down here in the top half of the 8th. We'll take it to the bottom of the 8th. Piedmont down 6-4, trying to rally here at Cleveland Field at Williamson Stadium in this tournament contest, and we'll be back with more baseball after this quick break. Welcome back out. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Piedmont down 6-4. They rallied for 2 in the last inning to cut it to within 2, and it'll bring up 9-1-2 here in the bottom of the 8th with Norton, Smith, and then Groover. Up first, the shortstop, Caleb Norton. First pitch from Mills going into his 6th inning of relief is popped up and out of play to the right. 0-1 the count. Mills through 5 innings has given up 6 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned. No walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 balk. 58 pitches, 41 of those thrown for strikes thus far off the arm of Mills. This pitch just off the plate. 1-1 the count. The longest outing of the year for Mills as this one is swung on and missed. Longest outing of the year for Mills was 6 1/3 innings in a 6-4 loss to Methodist back on March 4th. Gave up 4 hits, no runs, walked 2, struck out 8 in that game. And did not factor in the decision. No, he's reached the 6th inning mark once this year. Twice he's gone 3 innings plus, or 3 innings. In a big spot here though, 1-2 pitch. Fouled off again. Norton stays alive. And now the umpires. Well, actually. Umpire having a word with one of the fans behind the netting here. Pitch on the way from Mills. Breaking pitch. Catches the inside edge for a called strike 3. Norton down on strikes. We go back to the top of the order now in Jabin Smith. Smith walked in the first, stole the base, walked in the second, grounded out to second in the 4th inning, and then singled in his last at-bat in the 6th. One and 0 the count to Smith. And pitch in there for his strike, 1-1. That pitch will miss, 2-1. 2-1 count on Smith. Mills now 5 strikeouts on the night. 2 of the watching variety tonight for Mills. Two-one pitch for Mills. He squared the bunt, pulled back, called a strike. He tried to get a little bit sneaky there, did Smith. He's got great speed. Anything he put down would have been plenty of time before Nairn would get to it from third. 2-2 the count. Smith steps back in. Mills waiting on the sign from Wheat. He'll get it and deliver. Fouled off. Smith stays alive at 2-2. Piedmont has been out hit tonight, 12-8. They have left 10 base runners. On is this one, sliced deep in the hole. It's short, long throw, won't come in time, and Smith is aboard. Jabin Smith got enough of it as it just sliced off the top of the bat, rolled smoothly towards short. Titton's had a long range over. Got it deep in the hole at short. But Smith, the speed, just too much of a factor there as he's able to get aboard for the second time tonight on the singles. So now the tying run at the plate in the form of Justin Groover. First pitch he sees is in for a strike. Groover hit by a pitch in the first, singled in the second, struck out in the fourth, and then grounded out to short in the sixth inning. Throw back to first, not in time. Talking about Piedmont, 10 runners left aboard here in their win against Methodist, a 3-2 win. They left a total of 12 runners on base. And now time called by Groover. The senior righty waiting. Smith takes off. Weed up with the throw. Tag. Oh, they're going to say safe. Ball hit the glove just as Smith was sliding headfirst past him. And Smith in with the stolen base, his second of the contest. So now Smith in scoring position at second, one out. Groover represents the tying run at the plate. Umpires in a discussion there for a second. Mills takes a peek back. He'll turn and toss. This one drops in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. Groover waiting. Mills delivers. Fastball outside. 2-2. Two and two the count. Smith the board at second. One out. The sophomore righty checks and delivers. Swung on and missed for strike three. Mills, his sixth strikeout tonight. Two down. Tying run once again coming to the plate in the form of Brady Ballstadt, the center fielder. And if there's one guy you'd think would be due, it'd be Ballstadt. 0 for 4 tonight. Not very representative of his great season he's had with Piedmont. Like I said, anytime he steps to the plate, he is a threat. 1-0 pitch. Outside. I think Mills knows that as well. That one kept far away. I don't know how much you want to dangle one towards the bat of Ballstadt here. That one tailed in. Across the plate, 2-1 the count. Ballstadt, 3 ground outs, 1 fly out in his last at bat. He has the capability of tying things up with one swing. 2-1 pitch, and there's a deep drive to left. Going up, and see ya! And just like that, Brady Ballstead has tied things up at 6 apiece. I said if there's a man that's due tonight, it's Ballstead, and he delivered with a 2-run shot to tie it up. Bottom of the 8th inning, 6-6. Ballstead, his 6th home run of the season. And he has delivered in a big way here in this tournament. The junior from Suwanee, Georgia, makes it 6-6, bottom of the 8th. This will bring up Burden. First pitch in there for his strike. Burden 3 for 3 with a walk tonight. 2 singles, a double, 3 runs scored. That pitch outside from Mills. Burden came in slugging .600 as well. He's got 3 triples, 9 doubles, 3 home runs on the year. He and Ballstead were tied with 41 RBIs apiece as that one drops in for a strike. One-two pitch, hangs in the air, popped up, and tailing out of play foul. Mills, the 1-2. Fouled back again from Burden. Mills just trying to get out of this inning now with 2 outs and nobody aboard. They've seen a 6-0 lead erased now here in the 8th inning. This pitch hangs, popped up, drifting towards the fence, and just coming up short, I believe, was Naren on the chase. That one landed right by the tarp, over by the fencing near the Piedmont, where the Piedmont pitchers are warming up there in the bullpen. 1-2 count one more time. The pitch. Hard hit out towards left center. Long run over. Did he come up with it? An amazing diving catch in left center field. Cornegie grabs it, and that will end the inning. But not before the junior from Suwanee, Georgia, Brady Ballstead, ties things up with a 2-run home run. 6-6 our score as we head to the top of the 9th for Piedmont. In the bottom of the 8th, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, none left. We'll go to the top of 9, tied at 6, and be back with more baseball after this quick break. Welcome back out. New ball game here, tied at 6 at the top of the ninth. 1, 2, and 3 coming up for North Carolina Wesleyan. Pennington, Johnson, and Wheat. And a new pitcher on the mound. New pitcher on the mound, it's Buddy Green, a senior out of Sharpsburg, Georgia. This pitch inside. 2-1 the count. Pennington singled and scored in the first, reached on an error, scored in the second, singled in the fourth, and then flew out to center in the sixth. Facing a 2-1 count here. That one swung on and missed. Tried to catch up to the fastball, but could not. Buddy Green came in the first contest today against Methodist. Pitched 1 inning. No hits, no runs, 1 strikeout for Green. On the year, came into the day with a 2 ERA. Now making his 20th appearance on the season. He's the closer for the Piedmont Lions, as he picked up, I believe it was his 9th save of the year in the earlier contest. Both teams fighting to move on to tomorrow's game against LaGrange College. 2-2 pitch, fouled off down the right. Count stays at 2-2 on Pennington. Just to give you the full stats on Green coming into the day. 18 innings pitched, 14 hits given up, 5 runs, 4 earned, walked 12 walks, 19 strikeouts. That one called the ball, 3-2 the count. Opposing batters were hitting just .222 off of Green. The righty deals a 3-2 pitch back into the netting. The senior righty facing off against the sophomore righty. 3-2 pitch. Payoff on the way. This one hit high in the air towards right. Groover camping out underneath makes the catch for out number 1. This will bring up Max Johnson, the right fielder. Johnson, a junior out of Wilmington, North Carolina. 1 for 4 tonight. Flew out to right in the first, singled and scored in the second. Flew out to right in the fourth, and then popped up to the pitcher. As that one hit him, they'll say. So the go-ahead run aboard at first now for North Carolina Wesleyan. Wheat, the catcher, now up. He's 1 for 4 tonight as well. Doubled and scored in the first, then flew out to right in the second, flew out to left in the fourth, struck out in the seventh. The junior out of Lithia, Florida, steps into the right-handed batter's box. Green delivers a strike. Vanderschmidt, by the way, pitched that last inning. 1 inning pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts for Vanderschmidt. This one popped up and back out of play. Count now 0-2 on the catcher Wheat. Green fires. This one chopped, pulled down in fair play. They throw to second, and he's out at second. Just over the bag was Adams on the reach. Fired back and able to get the lead runner in Johnson.
9-8 Gardner.
Wonderful play by the third baseman Adams, and now with 2 outs. Wheat aboard at first. It brings up Gardner, the DH. Gardner, first pitch, misses inside on the breaking ball. 1-0 the count. Gardner tonight struck out in the first, grounded out to second in the second, struck out again in the fourth, and then singled in his last at bat in the 7th inning. Wheat aboard at first, 2 outs, and here's a single into right field. Wheat will hold up at second, runners at first and second now, as Gardner delivers on his second hit of the night.
Now batting for the Sox, number 27, Alec Titmus.
So 1 away for Alec Titmus, the shortstop. Titmus 2 for 2 tonight. 2 singles, 3 RBIs, 1 run scored. And now a pinch runner. So pinch runner for Gardner. It'll be Jackson Graham, a freshman out of Wilmington, North Carolina. As Graham steps up and on to first. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Titmus looks at the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Graham making his 18th appearance of the season in this one. That one called a strike. One 0 pitch outside. 2-1 the count. Here's a 2-1 from Green. Up in the air and foul to the right again. 2-2. North Carolina Wesleyan trying to get their first runs across since inning number 2 here this evening. Wheat aboard at second. Graham pinch running at first for the battling Bishops outfield. Back on the grass around the middle. Burdette about 4 or 5 steps on the grass at second. Just on the edge is Norton at short. There's now Mayo wants to have a word. Three and two the count. Green gets the sign, the pitch, runners go, swung on and miss, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base for North Carolina Wesleyan. We'll head to the bottom of the ninth, 6-6. Lions coming to the plate. with 5, 6, and 7 in the batting order due up. And we'll have that for you and more USA South baseball right after this. Welcome back out. Pinch hitter to come up here for Piedmont. It was Burkett, Burdette, and then Mayo due up. Pennington shifts onto the mound from second base. And Chris Aubrey, a junior out of Wellington, Florida, takes over at second now for North Carolina Wesleyan. 39 is Wes Snyder, a sophomore out of Statham, Georgia, at the plate. And pitch outside. 1-2 the count. So Pennington shifting over. Is that pitch outside? 2-2 the count. Snyder batting .292 on the season for Piedmont as the count runs to full now at 3-2. Snyder 14 hits, 48 at-bats, making his 22nd appearance of the season. Slugging at .292, on-base percentage of .386. 3-2 pitch, outside, ball 4, he draws the walk. So the winning run aboard at first. This will bring up the second baseman now in Tyler Burdette. Burdette flew out to center in the first, grounded out in the third, sac fly RBI in the fifth, grounded out to second in the seventh inning. This one inside, the infield shifting and coming in, 0-1 the count. Pennington, the sophomore, on the year. Just his third appearance on the mound as this one butted over the head of the third baseman, Naren. He was coming in on the charge, and Burdett took a little bit harder of a swipe at the bunt and just taps it over the head of the oncoming third baseman for the base hit.
Now down to the lines, number 3, Jack Mayo.
This will bring up Mayo. Winning run in the form of Snyder now at second. Burdett aboard at first. Mayo comes to the plate for the first time tonight since relieving Heatherly. Mayo, a junior out of Orange Beach, Alabama. Runners go towards third. Here's the bunt down the line at third. The throw is in time to get the lead man. That time they shifted over the shortstop Titmus to third quickly. Naren came in, fielded it well, and they retire Snyder. Burdett goes to second on the play. Mayo reaches on the fielder's choice. It'll go 5-6 for the first out. Runners at first and second, one out now for Evan Mead, the third baseman, as this one off the end of the bat and fouled back into the netting. And actually, check that. It is 31, Austin Adams in there. So Austin Adams will bat for the first time tonight. Adams batting 111 on the year. He's 1 for 9 this season with 3 runs scored, no RBIs. Adams, next pitch, low and in the dirt, 1-1. Big spot here for Adams, the freshman out of Murrayville, Georgia. 1-1 pitch. Skied in the air, and that one will get out of play into the North Carolina Wesleyan bullpen. Count now in favor of the pitcher Pennington at 1-2. One and two the count. Off the bat again and tailing foul. Giving a hard chase twice. That time was Kroom. Mills, by the way, his night done after 6 innings. Gave up 8 hits, 5 runs, all 5 earned, no walks, 6 strikeouts. 26 batters faced in 6 innings of relief after coming in after 2 innings for Makauskas. As you said, a baseball is being asked upon by the man in black. Third pitcher of the night here in the form of Brad Pennington. Piedmont has used 4 so far tonight. George, Whitaker, Vonderschmidt, and Green. It went Makauskas, Mills, and now Pennington here for North Carolina Wesleyan. Burdett at second. Mayo at first. 2-2 the count goes to on that ball. Adams up for the first time tonight. Winner will play in the championship game tomorrow. 2 if necessary, as the winner will take on LaGrange College. As that one swung on and missed. Ball gets away. He'll take off and go to first and reach. So he's called out. Two outs. Burdett goes to third. Mayo goes to second. So now the winning run 90 feet away is standing aboard at third. And Caleb Norton, the shortstop, at the plate. Norton 0 for 4 so far tonight. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch down low for ball one. Outside, ball two, 2-0. Burdette at third. Hoping Norton can keep the dream alive here in the bottom half of the ninth, tied at 6. Pennington, the sign from Wheat, the delivery up high, ball 3. .30 pitch on the way, taken all the way, called a strike. Norton taking all the way. A little bit of a delay strike call. 3-1 the count nonetheless. 2 outs, runners at second and third for Piedmont. Pennington, the pitch. Off the end of the bat, fouled, and now the count to full at 3-2. Three and two the count. Norton waits. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4, he walked him. Bases are loaded for the Piedmont Lions.
Stepping up to bat for the Lions, number 1, Jabin Smith.
Jabin Smith comes to the plate. Smith, the senior out of Macon, Georgia. 2 for 3, 2 singles, runs scored, 2 walks, 2 stolen bases on the night as well for Smith. Burdette at third, Mayo at second, Norton at first, but all eyes on the man at third in the form of Burdette. Tied at 6, bottom of the ninth. Smith waiting, first pitch high for ball 1 from Pennington. One-zero pitch, fought off, 1-1. Six runs, 13 hits, no errors for North Carolina Wesleyan. 6 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for Piedmont. The Battling Bishops have left 8 on base, 10 on base for the Lions. Is that one just off the plate? 2-1 the count. Pennington, the sign, the pitch. Up high, 3-1 the count. Tidmus comes in and shouts some encouragement to Pennington. 3-1 pitch. Called a strike, 3-2, just caught the outside edge. 3-2 the count. If you like drama, you've tuned into the right place here tonight for game 3 on the day. Runners go. That one called strike 3. Jabin Smith not happy with that and will live to go to a 10th. Pennington comes up with the biggest strikeout of his career. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 left on base for the 3rd time tonight by the Piedmont Lions, and we will head to the 10th inning, tied at 6 apiece. More baseball on the way here right after this quick timeout. Welcome back out. We're tied at 6, and we've got some extra baseball here for you. Winner moves on to a championship game tomorrow against LaGrange College. Kroom, Andrews, Narendu up. 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order. 1-0 pitch on the way. Lifted high in the sky and fouled off to the left. 1-1 the count to Kroom. Kroom, RBI single in the first. Flew out to left field in the second. Flew out to right field in the fifth. Flew out to center field in the seventh. 1 for 4 on the night. That pitch in for his strike. 1-2 the count. Buddy Green stays on in relief. Goes into his second inning. 20 pitches in his first inning of relief. 12 thrown for strikes. 1-2 pitch. That one's down the line in right field. Kroom turns the corner, then takes a peek. Quickly over to get it was Groover. And North Carolina Wesleyan with the go-ahead run aboard at first here to lead off the inning. Fourteenth hit of the night. And now a pinch runner in for North Carolina Wesleyan. Kevin Berry, a sophomore out of Burnville, Pennsylvania. He will run for the first baseman at first. This will bring up Logan Andrews now, the left fielder. Squaring to bunt, pulls back. Did it hit him? It did not. He got out of the way. The left fielder. 3 for 4 tonight. 3 singles. His first 3 trips to the plate. Struck out his last trip at the plate in the 8th inning. The junior out of Burlington, North Carolina. Set to stand back in. Oh, and 1 the count, scoring to bunt again. Pulls back, called a strike. 0-2 now on Andrews. Green delivers. This one, high chopper, pulled down by Adams. Throws to second for 1, and they get the force. Kroom retired on the fielder's choice. Andrews will be at first with 1 out. 1 on, 1 out now for Caleb Naren, the third baseman. The senior out of Cherryville, North Carolina. 0 for 4 tonight. Did reach once on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd inning. 1 on, 1 out. Green delivers, and that pitch breaks across the plate for a strike. The 0-1. Down low. Good job by Mayo to keep it in front of him. One and 1 the count. Naren ready. Two and 1 the count. Andrews aboard at first. Green delivers, swung on and missed. That'll even things up at 2 apiece. Darren ready. Green fires off the end of the bat. Two and two the count. The pitch just caught a piece of the bat. North Carolina Wesleyan right now sitting in the top of the 10th, wondering what could have been, as they had 3 in the first, 3 in the second, got out to a comfortable 6-0 lead before Piedmont started chipping away with 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the seventh, and then 2 to tie it in the 8th. Both teams have had their chances in the 9th as well. As the count now goes to 3 and 2 on Narron with 1 out, and Andrews aboard at first for North Carolina Wesleyan. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Andrews to second. Narron goes to first. Walk drawn from Green.
Now batting for the Bishop's Minutemen, Cedric Carnegie.
Carnegie up the center fielder. The junior righty steps in. 1 for 4 on the night. Singleton scored back in the second. Popped out foul to third base and grounded out twice as well. One and 0 the count is now Mayo wants to have a word with Green to settle him down a little bit. One-0 pitch on the way, in for a strike, 1-1. Andrews at second, Narron aboard at first. The 1-1, down low, gets away from Mayo. Both runners will advance. It looked like it was a bunt attempt that popped back. And I think they're going to have a word, a little meeting of the minds down here along first base line. Question is, it's a strike, but did it touch the bat? They will let it stand. 1 and 2 the count. Runners will stay put at second and third. Wasn't in on the conversation, so I can't tell you the particulars. I know Andrews stays at third, Narron at second. There is just 1 out, and now Carnegie with a 1-2 count. If he can just drive something, that would score Andrews with the go-ahead. This pitch inside, 2 and 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, chopped through the hole. The go-ahead run scores from third. around first, running it in is Smith. Or check that. Nonetheless, the lead back in favor of North Carolina Wesleyan. It's actually Cameron Johnson out there in left field now for Smith. So Andrews scores from third. Darren goes to second. And Cornegie in with the RBI single. Still just one out. Meeting will be broken up. And North Carolina Wesleyan puts their first number on the board since the second inning. Cornegie in the 9 spot. That means we'll move up to the top of the order now in Pennington. Was the second baseman, now the pitcher. He's 1 for 4 on the night, has reached twice on a single and an error. He's scored twice as well. Both of those runs coming in the first and second innings. Is that pitch inside for ball 1? Now time called. That pitch down low gets away from Mayo, looking for it, heading head first, slide into home plate. Goes Darren, and now North Carolina Wesleyan leads it by 2 at 8-6 here in the top of the 10th. Cornegie advances to second on the play. And the battling Bishops battling here in the top of the 10th inning. 2 runs have come across. Still just 1 out. Cornegie in position as this one's hit deep into left field, off the wall. Cornegie rounds third. He will come in to score. And a 3 spot here in the top of the 10th. Cornegie greeted at home as Pennington delivers an RBI double.
Now batting for the Bishops, number 21, Max Johnson.
And North Carolina Wesleyan, for them, the bats have woken back up here in the top of the 10th. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and now 3 here in the 10th inning as the first pitch in there for his strike against the right fielder, Max Johnson. Johnson 1 for 5 tonight, a single and a run scored back in the second inning. Last time up, actually 1 for 4, hit by a pitch in his last at bat in the 9th. This one grounded towards third. Adams with it, looks back the runner towards second, fires to first in time for out number 2.
Now batting for the Bishops, number 7, Brandon Wheat.
Two outs, runner aboard at second for the catcher now in Wheat. First pitch misses a little bit high for ball 1. Wheat 1 for 5 on the night. Doubled and scored in the first. Couple of flyouts in the second and fourth. Struck out in the 7th and did reach on a fielder's choice in the 9th inning. 2-0 the count. That one in the dirt. Ball gets away from Mayo. Can't find it. It was right underneath him. As he tracks back, going nowhere though, was Pennington at second. Three and 0 the count on the junior from Lithia, Florida. The pitch called a strike on the outside corner. 3-1. Pennington away from the bag at second. This one off the end of the bat. Slow chopper. Green recovers, throws to first, and fires a strike to Burden to end the inning. But North Carolina Wesleyan has taken control back here from the Lions. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th, now 9-6 in favor of the Battling Bishops, and we'll be back with more baseball after this timeout. Welcome back out. We go to the bottom of the 10th. 9-6 in favor of North Carolina Wesleyan. And it will be 2, 3, and 4 due up here for Piedmont. Groover, Ballstadt, and then Burden. Up first, the right fielder in Justin Groover. 1 for 4 tonight, also hit by a pitch. As well defensively now, Pennington on the hill, Wheat behind the plate. Anderson is at first, Aubrey at second, Titmus is at short, and Aaron at third. In the outfield left to right, it goes Barry, Cornegie, and then Johnson. One and one the count. This one lifted up into the right out of play. One and two the count now on the senior out of Noonan, Georgia. This one back in the netting. Piedmont tonight, they've left 13 on base. 3 times they've left the bases loaded. If you combine the 2 games, this one here and the last one against Methodist, they've left a combined 25 runners on base in 2 games. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. One away, and Pennington gets his second strikeout of the night. Brings up Brady Ballstadt, the center fielder. Ballstadt, the momentary hero in the 8th inning with the 2-run blast to tie things up at 6. That was his first hit of the night. First pitch here called a strike. Ballstad hammered his 6th home run of the season, now 1 for 5 here in this contest. 0-1 pitch off the end of the bat. Count goes to 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count. The junior from Suwannee, Georgia waits, and that one up and away, 1-2. One-two pitch outside. 2-2 the count. Pennington reels and fires. This one, a solid shot, and Ballstad delivers again here with the single with 1 out.
Batting for the Lions, number 25, Andrew Burden.
It's the first hit given up by Pennington in relief. It brings up Andrew Burden now, the first baseman. Burden 3 for 4 tonight with a walk, 2 singles, a double, 3 runs scored. The junior out of Sharpsburg, Georgia, looks at the first pitch for strike 1. Ballstad with an average lead over at first. This one hit towards second, glove down by Aubrey to second for 1, and the Titmus can't get the ball out of his glove for the relay. But now Piedmont down to their final out.
Now batting for the Lions, number 32, Fowler Brooks.
Burden hits into the 4-6 fielder's choice. Burden aboard at first, 2 outs. And it brings up Fowler Brooks, the infielder, sophomore out of Gainesville, Georgia. First pitch inside for ball 1. Pitch down low. 2-0 the count. Fowler comes into today batting .250 on the year, 6 hits, 24 at bats, his 14th appearance of the season for the Lions. It's Pennington now 3-0 here against Fowler. That one's in for a strike. Brooks, 3 runs, 6 RBIs on the year, and he'll take another strike, and that will run the count to full. Now Piedmont down to their final strike. Three and 2 the count. The sophomore righty looking for one more strike. This one fouled off. Three and 2 the count once again. 2 outs. Runner at first for the Lions. Sophomore righty v. sophomore righty. The pitch swung on, hit out to right center, and that one will drop in for a hit. Cornegie picks it up, fires it back in, and the hope stays alive for another batter. Runners on the corners now. Tying run comes to the plate for the Piedmont Lions.
Lions, number 6, Tyler Burnett.
It brings up Tyler Burdett, the second baseman.
Stay in the zone. Stay in the zone.
Burdett came into today batting .232 in this contest, 1 for 4 with the sac fly RBI.
So let's get one.
His single came in his last at bat back in the 9th. Burden at third, Brooks at first. Does have some pop in the bat. 4 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs on the year as the first pitch delivered to the lefty is in for strike 1. The junior waits, 0-1, popped it up. Going back towards the screen, and is it caught? They're going to say no, it hit the screen. Oh, and 2 the count now as Burdett stays alive. Two on, 2 out, 0-2 count. Pennington checks, fires, back to the netting, will stay at 0-2. Pennington peering in, the sign from Wheat. He'll deliver again. Called strike 3, and that will end it here in the bottom of the 10th. It took 10 innings, but North Carolina Wesleyan victorious 9-6. 9 runs, 16 hits, no errors, 9 left on base for the Battling Bishops. 6 runs, 13 hits. And 2 errors, 15 left on base for Piedmont. North Carolina Wesleyan will advance to face LaGrange in 1, maybe 2 tomorrow in the championship games here at Cleveland Field at Williamson Stadium. Once again, final score 9-6 North Carolina Wesleyan in 10 innings. That's going to do it here for tonight for USA South Baseball. Join us tomorrow at 12 noon for the championship game between the Panthers and the Battling Bishops. For everyone involved here on this Friday afternoon, now evening, I'm Bill Bailey, and for now, good night, everybody.